I hesitated, always wary of my mother's mercurial temper and the menace of her hands. Should I show her the letters, even though she'd made it clear throughout my childhood that she never wanted to discuss any facet of the old country ever? Should I interrupt the argument she was having with her older sister in the kitchen? Should I put the letters in the stack I'd started of the few remaining family portraits and hide them until I could decipher them myself? I balked. Not my first crimp in unequivocal devotion, and not my last. I walked into the kitchen holding the bundle. My mother was pressing a tissue against her right palm, having cut herself on the broken handle of my grandfather's shaving mug. The mug sat, blood-smeared, on the table on top of a page of the Rocky Mountain News. When she saw the yellow ribbon wrapped around the letters, her face went white, then flushed with rage. If I'd looked closer, I would have seen the way the envelopes had dried and wrinkled from all the tears Susha shed on them when my mother was a child. If I were clever, I'd have noticed the smudges of ink underneath Susha's fingernails, no matter how often she scrubbed them. I would have smelled the heavy, waxy odor of her Revlon lipstick, the residue of time and gesture as she pressed her lips to the yellow ribbon that bound the letters. I could know these tangibles of grief, but I couldn't know, shouldn't know, what lost world those letters held. As a way to liberate herself, finally and forever, my mother said, "Toss everything. We're throwing out all the useless dreck." The vials of my grandmother's hoarded, rose-scented toilet water reverted to alcohol. The tangled flesh-toned support stockings with holes in the toes she never got around to darning. The costume jewelry with green and red glass jewels, chipped or missing from a tiny caravan of dromedary camels and an elephant like one's Hannibal's army rode over the Alps to Rome. The garbage barrel was nearly full. I tossed the letters on top of the gallon jars of honey we found in Susha's cellar near the boarded-over coal chute. Jars filled with so many ants the honey looked like amber. When I was still a child, I threw away Esta Plat's letters to my grandmother, the only detailed record of Esta's life. What could a bundle of letters, and from the old country, contain? What might they mean to our diminished family, shocked and stunned into silence in a time warp that tried every day to erase each year before 1945? What if at least Esta Plat's letters had survived, like other families' heirlooms? I didn't even think to save the pretty stamps.